This is the part of the whole collection of videos about PhpMyAdmin, MySQL, building whole application, web application with PhpMyAdmin. And today I'm going to show you something really interesting because PhpMyAdmin, uh, MySQL, PHP are all dogs. There are a lot of different technologies today, but actually the PhpMyAdmin giving really really nice opportunity to build a database and uh, create flexible database applications. So basically, building an application, building a database, it's not so difficult, but having a web application which works with that database is kind of double work. So firstly, you should create the whole database structure, and secondly, you should have this mirror to your PHP application, which can handle different queries, different tables, different operations. You should have different components to work with this application, and this is kind of double work. So what I'm going to show you today is actually how to minimize the this double work and how to provide almost everything with MySQL and PHP MyAdmin. So how to build a whole web application using only MySQL, PHP MyAdmin, and a very little part of HTML and PHP. I know this may sound a bit crazy, but actually it's kind of interesting, and it could save a lot of time. So how we can do that? How we can build a whole web application with only with PhpMyAdmin? So first of all, as you can see on previous tutorials, we started to build a billing system application. So we built the couple of tables, their relationship, and in the end we have this user table, profile table, service table, which provide different services the user can pay for them, and we provided also this service to user table where each user can have a multiple count of service. We created some decorations that can provide different prices according to the location, and also we created a view which is called users, and it collect and build all the relationships. So in the end, we have easy way to work directly with the whole data and search by different criteria. That's great, but uh, PhpMyAdmin is a flexible tool, but even that, it's not so flexible to have a whole have a complete web application. For example, let's say I want to find some user. I want to find um, this user, but actually I don't have this user. Let's say I want to find this user. I have a nice search, but not so nice because if, for example, if I want to search by country, or if I want to search by city, I'm not able to do that. So I don't have a drop down with the city. I don't have drop down with the country, and I can search by email, for example. Here is okay. I found the user. I found the service, but let's say uh, I want to make a payment for that service. I'm a user, and I want to make a payment for that user. So firstly, I'm not able to see all services that this user is subscribed to. And secondly, don't have any button to say, let's say, okay, I want to pay for this service. So there is some limitations here, and this is normal because PhpMyAdmin is not even it's not a CMS, it's a database administration tool, but even that it has a lot of useful features. And what we're going to check today is how to generate HTML components. So for example, if I want to have this search page on my PHP page on I should done a lot of stuff. I should make a database connection, I should have create classes, objects, I should have a search page with implemented all these fields, and this is a lot of work. So let me show you how you can use PhpMyAdmin and PhpMyAdmin and MySQL to minimize the work you should done on PHP level. So firstly, okay, we have all this data, but let's say we want to create this search page on our web application. So firstly, we may need to extract some data for country, for city, to have all the relationship mapped with ORM. And also, let's say we want to get this insert page, and it is the same. So we should actually this is a view. We are not able to insert a view, but let's say we want to create a new user. So the user has two tables. It has user table, but it has also profile table with street and address. And if I'm going to do here, actually it's not so easy. Yeah, I can't find the user. I can I have the street here, but firstly I should create the user, then I should create the profile, and if there is a new city here, I may want to add the city here. It's not so flexible from administrator point of view. And what I created here is a procedure called component dropdown. So this procedure allows us to generate different drop-down component by given criteria. Let me show you how. So for example, I have three arguments: the table name, the field ID, and field label. Table name show which table I want to provide a drop-down. Let's say I want to provide a drop-down for the city table. I should write here city. The field ID actually is what should be provided as part of the option value. So as option value, I should provide the ID, and then I have the field label, which in this case is the name of the city. So I'm going to execute, and I see this procedure returns very simple but complete drop down with the currently we have only one city, but let's create a new city here. I am going to create a new city, for example, again in Bulgaria, and it is let's say Varna. Okay, Varna is done. So I'm going again to call this procedure, and again city table. Field ID is the ID, and this is the name. Okay, so now I can see there is a true option, and what I can do here, for example, is to couple of things. So firstly, if I want to minimize the server work, I can easily get this static part and paste someone in the static HTML. So I will have completely form generated that I need for the web application. But currently I'm not going to do this. What I'm going to do is um, to try something, let's say, let me just show you the example of another table. It doesn't make sense, but if I want to create, uh, to generate the user table with field ID, let's say its ID, and here in this case the label is the email of the user. So again, I have this drop down with all users that I need, and what I'm going to show you in the next tutorial is actually how we can build a whole table that contains this component, and how to extract them whatever we need uh, on the pages in the PHP form, but minimize the work that we need to done from our web application. The idea is we have a database, we have data structure, we have relationship. The idea is to have all as much as possible of this web application stuff here in our database, and let's see what will happen in the next tutorial.